Hello friends, welcome to my new vlog. It's nice to see you here today. In case you are new here or you don't know who I am, my name is Kate. I am Kate Sanderson. I am an actor. For many years I lived in London, but now I've moved out to Essex. I mainly appear in indie movies, a lot of horror films, though I've done theatre and other stuff too, as I may be mentioning today in this vlog. And yeah, at the moment what I'm trying to do is grow this YouTube channel, and although I have over 1,000 subscribers, my goodness, it's taking me a long time, but I'm really enjoying it, and that's kind of why I'm persevering. In one of my previous videos I showed how I did up this sitting room. I recently moved to this house in Essex, which is lovely, but I have a lot of possessions, a lot of books and clothes, and it has taken a while for me to get myself organized. But I would say I'm slightly coming over the hump. Although I'm still really in a mess, I can more and more find things that I need, and I'm able to just feel that I'm on top of things. I think perhaps something that I need to think about is more like having a weekly routine, because the trouble is when you're in a mess in your house, you're kind of like sorting out one bit of chaos and then another bit of chaos, then another bit of chaos, instead of just having a weekly schedule and living your life. It's like you're continually putting out fires, so you can't actually do what it is you want to be doing. But I think that's kind of coming to an end. In this video, one thing I'll do is I'll go around my house and I'll just show you some progress that I've made. I'll try and explain, if you haven't seen my previous videos, what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. It's a bit of a catch-up vlog. So what have I been doing this week? Well, for one thing, I went to see the new Brad Pitt movie F1, and oh my goodness, it was incredible. I was on the edge of my seat. It's, whew, the photography of the cars, you know, speeding and the F1 circuits and stuff, it's incredible. The plot is incredible. The actors are brilliant, and as I say, I was on the edge of my seat, and there are some real like twists and turns, metaphorically and physically. And yeah, I totally recommend going to see F1, unless you really want a sort of peaceful chill out movie, which it definitely is not. But no, it's absolutely fantastic. Loved F1. Let me look at my list of things. I went to the seaside this week. It was just so hot and beautiful. I just thought I have to go and have a walk by the shore, and that was just wonderful. I'll probably put in a bit of that footage at some point in the video, but I won't go on about it for hours. And then another really bizarre thing happened. I mean, truly, there has to be a sort of connection in life between things. The other week, I made a video called Strawberry Day, in which I talked about when I worked at Wimbledon a number of years ago in promo, and how it was super and very glamorous, and I loved it. But since then, I don't really think I've been back to Wimbledon. But yesterday, I got work in Wimbledon, and it was sort of tennis related, but not the same job, and I can't go into it. I can't discuss it. It's confidential. But I was back at Wimbledon. I'll try and put in a few pictures. And it was lovely. But the strange coincidence of it was that I just was speaking about Wimbledon to all of you a few weeks ago, and then suddenly, after a number of years, I'm right back there. I should maybe talk about the past a bit more. Maybe it would bring nice things from the past into the present. In fact, you know, maybe I'll get back to New York soon. I talked about New York in that video too. Another thing, they gave me a hat, a free hat at Wimbledon as well, which was really lovely. I don't know if it will, maybe I have to work on, yeah, I think I have to work on the sizings, but no, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that's lovely. That's so cute. And that was a free gift that they gave everybody. Oh, lovely. I love it. I love it. Although I can't play tennis to save my life, I have some really nice Wimbledon stuff and lovely memories now. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, now, also, recently I've been reading this book by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle called The Coming of the Fairies. Another thing about me, if you're new here, I love fairies. I'm interested in fairies, angels, in you know, innocent, beautiful things like that. I mean, I'm certainly not interested in anything sort of dark or horrible or anything. And I've been reading this book, The Coming of the Fairies by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who, as you probably know, was the author of Sherlock Holmes. He was an absolute superstar in the Edwardian Victorian eras, And he wrote this book about the Cottingley fairies. There were these two young women in Yorkshire who photographed fairies, and then much later in life they admitted that it actually more or less hadn't been true, although they did say that one of the pictures was genuine. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote this book about it, and I only recently found out that he actually never went to Cottingley to interview these two girls, or actually see the place. He just loved it and was very excited about it. He put information about the fairies into his Strand magazine, and he wrote this book. And they are charming photographs. I'm sure you've probably seen them. I'll maybe try and pop one in to the over the top of me speaking just so you can see them. But I'm amazed because he does explain in the book how he consulted a number of scientists and different sort of experts about the photographs, which are charming, and many of them warned him these could be faked. They are not necessarily true. But I think he really just didn't want to face that. And the whole book is more like, it's sort of more about how people are willing to, when they want to believe something, they sort of will. They'll just go for it. And you can't persuade them otherwise. And also, because the girls made up the story, they faked the fairy photos. It also explains, well, I think ultimately the girls got very bored of the whole subject of fairies, and they saw that having such a public awareness of their story, that they were going to be spending their whole lives talking about fairies, when in fact they really hadn't photographed them in the way that they'd said. Although, they did say that they did see fairies, they just didn't photograph them, and who can say? They're now sadly passed away, so we'll never be able to talk to them about it. And they both went and moved abroad and lived abroad and really tried to keep a low profile. And then apparently in the 1970s, Yorkshire Television managed to track down one of them and interviewed them. And then gradually over the last 20 years of their life, they kind of admitted it wasn't true, except for apparently the last Cottingley photograph was true. They didn't fake that one. And I think as recently as 2009, the last remaining late girl, Frances, she appeared on the Antiques Roadshow in the UK and insisted that indeed that last photograph was true. I mean, I love fairies. I think they're just so beautiful, and I feel that nature is so precious, and that there should be guardians of nature. Okay, the fairies don't seem to have any power to stop us from destroying nature, but still, nature should have a guardian, and I just like the idea of fairies. So that's another thing that I've been looking at. And I'm amazed Sir Arthur Conan Doyle never actually went and interviewed these girls, but maybe he sensed that it was a bit bogus, but he wanted to believe it, so he was very careful not to actually go and speak to them so that he would get the actual truth. I don't know. We can never ask him what he actually thought or anything. Okay, they're charming photos anyway. Okay, now last week I showed you how I had a little crop of strawberries, and I had my lovely dessert with the meringue and cream. This week I managed to get some more strawberries. So they were not quite so big, but they were lovely and sweet, and I had another meringue and cream, so that was a bit naughty of me. It was lovely. And recently I've also been in Miniso and Kenji and Tiger. Now in my previous videos I've explained to you how these shops are a bit of a downfall for me. I tend to spend too much money in them. But recently I've gone into them for the last few times and I've not bought anything, which is pretty incredible. Like in Tiger, for example, and also in B&M stores recently I was in there, and they had strawberry related things, and I obviously love strawberries, and I didn't buy anything. I wasn't sufficiently attracted to any of the strawberry related things they had, and I felt very proud of myself. And then what do you think happens? I went today to QD stores and I ended up with this kind of 1950s looking strawberry jug. I just think it's really cute. Hope you can see it properly. Yeah, I really like that, and it's not even dishwasher proof, but it would be nice for water or juice or something. I'm not going to get squash. I think squash is just sugar, and I don't need it. And I also got this bowl, which I thought was very pretty. Maybe I could use it for baking or something. I thought that was very nice, and I like the pink stripe on it, if you can see that. It's quite pretty. So after boasting to myself I wasn't going to buy any strawberry related things in these shops that I love, I ended up doing just that very thing. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go around my house, possibly go out to my fairy shed and just catch you up to some things I've been doing. I'm waiting for something to arrive, and if it arrives, I will put that in the video too. And I really hope I will have enough footage for 30 minutes at least. Yeah, I will be doing a number of things in this video. So thank you for watching, and let me go and show you what I've been getting up to. So here we are. My first water lily has bloomed in this house, and I'm just so happy. Isn't that pretty? Look at it. It's like a little miracle. I mean, that's beautiful. I really don't feel I could put in a proper pond, but I might one day try and get a more beautiful sort of water lily bath, like made of stone or something, and have it brought in. I think that would be lovely, but this is just like a little miracle, this water lily. And as everything becomes a bit more organized, then this is a sign of hope. And now I have a little colouring in update, which I'll just show you what I've got. I've also got my pens a bit more organised because they were all over the place when I moved in, and I put them into this little bag. It says The English Rose by Madonna, and I notice it's by Gap, though I would have definitely got this in a charity shop. But it's actually quite cute. Let me tip up the bag. So I categorised the pens in their different brands. I've got just some from W.H. Smith, I've got some Sharpie markers, and I got some acrylic pens on the internet that they were not too expensive. I mean, some pens are just crazy money, but it's quite good. And then here is something very special. It's a pen given to me by my uncle, the Finlay Fountain Consultancy, and that was his business. My uncle passed away last year, and so I treasure this pen now even more. And then also I have a pen from the Beverly Hills Hotel. So these are my special pens in here, and at night, if I'm wanting to do some colouring in to calm down, I've now got my pens in an organised place. So thank you to Madonna and the English Rose bag, and yeah, it's just nice, and I have my pens organised. So lovely. So here's my colouring in book I showed you a few vlogs ago. I've been doing more. I think these were with acrylic pens, this one. And then, yeah, Let Your Light Shine Before Others. Lovely. Well, nothing on that one yet. Oh, I Am the Good Shepherd. Yeah, that's good. And, yeah, some of them I've just half done. But that's been really nice. And now I have my pens organised. Yeah, just... Oh, that's a very neon one. Okay, so I'm working through those. I have been stressed lately, so these have helped me. And now I've got this other one here, which I'll show you. It's a Nutcracker colouring book. I got this a few Christmases ago. And yeah, I love Nutcracker. I love it. I mean, it's so cute. This is a huge book. I mean, it will take me ages to finish. It used to be one of my absolute longings to go to Russia and watch a production of the Nutcracker Suite at the Bolshoi Theatre. That would have something I just longed to do. But now with the war in Ukraine, it just doesn't really appeal going to Russia. I mean, I think it would be dangerous, and I also don't like the fact that they've invaded Ukraine. So, oh, there's Paddington. It's ridiculous. I mean, you shouldn't blame the Nutcracker Suite and the Bolshoi Ballet for the war in Ukraine, but it just kind of puts me off going there. But I still love Nutcracker. I think I'll just have to stick to watching my considerable number of DVDs about Nutcracker and listening to the music and not go to Russia. Okay, that's cool. So recently, actually, no, it was a while ago, I was showing you the main bedroom in my house and the sort of grey colours, and I thought I would just change the curtains. So here's what happened when I thought I'd change the curtains. Let's maybe start there. So another update today. It's rather grey, rather miserable, and I've just decided that today I think I'm going to take down these grey curtains that I do not like and put up just some sheer cream curtains. It's taken me so long. There's just so much to do in this house. which I'm very grateful for, you know, to have my house. But it's like all these jobs, you think, why haven't I done that yet? And you've done lots of other things. So I think today I'm going to put up those sheer curtains and then I'll let you see how they look. Okay, great. Hi, unless I'm being very stupid, it's like these curtains are kind of screwed in because I can't really pull out the pole to change the curtain rings. I thought they would just sort of lift off. Oh dear. Okay. I really like to take down my curtains regularly and wash them. And if these are like screwed in, I mean, possibly I'm being very stupid, but I've tried pulling out this pipe thing, the pole thing, and it doesn't pull out. And that's very awkward. Okay, I'll try one more time. Maybe I can pull it out. Okay. Okay, I've tried again, and maybe if you're very strong, you can yank out these bits of pole, but I certainly can't, and I'm standing on top of a ladder. So I'm really not feeling secure at all. So I think, unfortunately, this curtain rail is going to have to go because I can't manhandle it and unscrew it every time I want to wash the curtains, which is, you know, a couple of times a year probably. Okay, that's disappointing. Okay, right. So another update here. Now this pipe, which probably it's for gas, not water, I don't know what it's for. I've now managed to cut away the tree. It took me about 1,000 cuts. A tree surgeon would think that was hilarious. He'd probably make 2 cuts. So it was pretty scary, and the tree was actually very beautiful, and it gave a lot of privacy here. However, can't have the pipe in danger, and I do want to be able to have a through passageway out of my house. I mean, it was almost impossible to push through. And there's my tap back there. You really can't see it. It's beside that white pipe. So all in all, it's another thing that I've done this week and that I feel is good. It's a good thing. Okay. And there are these funny plastic sheets here. Does anyone know what they're for? They've been left here. I don't know what the purpose of them is. If anyone knows, I'd love to know. I don't think I want them, but there you go. Hello again, friends. Well, welcome to my main room in my house. It's still all kind of grey and funny. If you looked at my vlog, which was one of the first vlogs I did in this house a few months ago, I didn't manage to change those curtains, as you can see. And I also remember showing you the Audrey Hepburn push button telephone, which I tried in that vlog to connect. Now it's a really cute telephone, very retro looking. When I bought this, I put in retro landline. Oh, so cute, so gorgeous. And this is what came up, and I got it. But as you'll see in that vlog, I couldn't plug it in. I couldn't make it work. It's a very cute box. You know, there's Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday, and it's all just great. Anyway, I was so busy this since I've come here. It's been a complete journey that I just never actually sort of followed up what was going wrong and how I couldn't connect it up. So I finally phoned my provider, Utility Warehouse. Oh, my fringe is funny. It's always funny. Okay, that's probably worse. Okay. I finally phoned my provider, Utility Warehouse, and I did a video call with them, and they said, well, this is not a landline. And I said, well, I wish it was a landline. They said, well, it's not. It's a digital voice service, a digital voice service. They said, and Utility Warehouse does not provide that service. You can't use this with us. It needs to plug into your internet router. And I really wanted a phone by my bed in my room. At least one. I mean, maybe even one in downstairs as well. I'm very Dallas here. You know, in Dallas, they always had just a couple of landlines. Okay. So they said it won't work, but they said in 2027, this is the only kind of phone you'll be able to use. Landlines will be obsolete. If you just put it back in the box and keep it till 2027, you will be able to use it. So eventually, my breakfast at Tiffany's dream can happen, but just not now. And I must say I'm a bit irritated that when I put retro landline into Amazon or wherever it was that it's brought this up, and it's not a landline. So I went back onto Amazon, maybe I shouldn't have, and they said get a BT landline phone. So I got this just very simple phone here. I'll take it out of the box. This phone, oh wow, okay. This phone was only £13.80. There was nothing retro available that I could see, and it's only £13.80. And I just thought, well, you know, if in a few years it's going to be obsolete anyway, there's not much point in, you know, getting something very, very fancy. So yeah, that's the phone that I've got. And now I will try and plug it in and just see. The man from Utility Warehouse did say that if I just plug this in, it should work. So I'm going to plug it into the wall now and just see if I get a dialing tone. I know my number now, so there you go. Let's look. Okay. Okay, let's try to plug it in. Has that worked? Well, now the happy news is that I've plugged it in, but I do not hear any, I don't hear any noise. And that's supposed to make a noise. Let's try it the other way around. Nope, that's definitely wrong. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's still not making any noise, so I will be calling Utility Warehouse back tomorrow and finding out what is going on. Maybe that's not the main phone socket, but it is actually the phone socket that I would like to use. I'd like to get a little bedside table in here, and you know, that's what I'd like. So okay, another try, but at least this one should work. Okay. I bet some people just move into their house and these things work. Yeah. And however, let's go and do something a bit more interesting. Beautiful. Hello friends, well, we're upstairs in my loft room that I painted pink a while ago. If you know my videos, you know me. I've recently kind of improved this room a bit. I still have my Union Jack blind. Actually, let me turn around and show you. Yes, so I still have my Union Jack blind. I was really hoping that a gentleman was going to come this week and help me hang up a curtain pole here and get rid of this, but so far he's not been able to come. And I've still got some plastic drawers there, just ignore those. But here, I got a really pretty garment ring from Amazon. And yeah, I've got a lot of my winter clothes on there. So I've been able to put my summer clothes into the closet downstairs. And although it seems a small thing, it's just made life so much easier. Yeah. Now, this was made, it was assembled with great wailing and gnashing of teeth. I know that for anyone who's clever at technical things, this will be just the easiest thing in the world. But for me, it was very, very complicated. I mean, for example, you had to unscrew these ball bearing things in order to put the thing together. And I just didn't realize that you had to unscrew them. You know how when you have instructions, they don't really explain things, maybe just thinking it's so simple you can't fail but to get it? I did fail. I also, initially, I sent a complaining letter to the company because I couldn't find the screws and nuts. And then after some more investigation, I saw they'd already been all partially screwed into exactly the right places that they needed to be in order to put the thing together. But I was expecting them to be in a bag taped to all the bits of metal. So there you go. My expectations were confounded, but now I do have this place to hang things, which is really lovely and just my taste. And down here, I've got my evening bags and some of my kind of summery evening shoes that I don't wear so often, but which I really like. And I've got my evening gloves. So that's lovely. So that's good. Hello, friends. Well, yes, that's something I was really pleased with. And eventually it worked. So it's funny how, you know, when you're an actress maybe, or just any woman probably has too many clothes, just finding storage for your clothes, it makes such a difference. The world is not the same until you can put your things away in a dignified way. And I'm already able to find so many more things. Like if I'm putting together an outfit, I can now find my bag or this thing or that thing much better. And it's taken months. It's taken months. I do need to get rid of more stuff, but you know, it's Rome wasn't built in a day. I've got this hang garment rail now, and look at that shelf on the top. I can put some of my cardigans and things on there. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so that's finished in here now. Wow. It's taking away the cobwebs. Hello again, friends. Well, here I am up in my loft room, and here you see some very, very tattered old evening shoes of mine. And I thought today what I would try and do is see if I could reapply gold paint to them to get some more life out of them. And on Amazon I got this shoe dye called Caps Super Color. So I'm going to try that. You may think it's a bit mean of me to try and keep using these rather knackered old shoes. I've worn them on stage. I think they're about 20 years old. The thing is that I personally find it quite hard to get good quality evening shoes that are strong. You do get them in Primark, but they're very uncomfortable. These were Marks and Spencer's evening shoes from many years ago when I used to work there, and they're actually very good, and they're looking so tatty now. So I will now try and apply the gold paint and come back tomorrow morning, see how they look. I mean, I could only wear them with long dresses and stuff, but if we look here, like the paint's really come off them. But you know, they're still good, and I mean, if you look at the heels, they're still, you know, perfectly smart looking. So that being said, I'm now going to just try and do some gold paint on them, and we'll see how they look tomorrow. Okay, so I've got my brush and my little paint pot, and so I guess I'll just probably give it a stir up. Yeah, oh, it looks a really different shade of gold, doesn't it? It's a very cheesy gold. Well, you know what? It's better than a kick in the pants. I'll just try it. Just try it. We'll see. I remember once my mum had a pair of like white shoes that had got rather dirty looking, and she tried to paint them plum, and they did look pretty nice. Now this was like in the 1970s, and I remember my sister and I sat and watched her painting these shoes plum, because like these shoes, they were just a bit kind of discolored. There was nothing wrong with them strength wise, and they were nice, but the first time she wore them out, ooh, that's a very yellow gold. Okay, there you are. The paint, the plum paint, started just coming off in great big patches, and by the time she got home, they were really like they just didn't look good at all. So yeah, I think my mom had to abandon the shoes, and maybe I'll have to abandon these shoes, but I'm kind of hoping that in the last sort of 20 or 30 years or whatever, well actually 40 years, isn't it, that shoe dyes are improved. Ooh, that is a very yellow gold. No, it's not the same kind of elegant sort of soft gold that the shoes were when I first got them, but you know, it's I really don't like throwing things away. You know, I don't like putting things into landfill. So yeah, okay, I'll just keep going. Just keep going. I wore these shoes on stage in Recipe for a Perfect Wife at the Charing Cross Theatre. I'll try and put some pictures of that. I played this character called Bunty, and she was, you know, competing to be the most perfect housewife, and she had a husband who was like a cheating guy, cheating MP. She was a very good housewife, and my character, oh, that rain is so strong. My character should have won. They should have won the competition, but they were beaten out by someone else who was can't remember the plot, but they had some advantage, and all my character won was a kind of wooden spoon, which Bunty did not like at all. But it was lovely to be on in the Charing Cross Theatre in the West End. Yeah, that was a lovely time. It seems a very long time ago now. Okay. I think I maybe have to take this off here. And we'll just try and do this bit. I'll go a bit more lightly over the bit with the holes because I don't want the holes to get stopped up. Because unless I suddenly find another pair of really fantastic, reasonably priced evening shoes, I will be wearing these at some point. Okay. So there you are, friends. It's a rather cheesy colour of gold, but ironically it's a bit 70s. I will see how they look again tomorrow. Given as they are comfortable, I think I'm probably going to try and get another life out of these shoes, but we'll see. Anyway, good for Marks and Spencer's, 20 years, and I still want to keep them. So that's good. Gosh, that rain is loud. Well, hopefully it's doing the plants some good, eh? Hello friends, well it's a bit later. You will not believe what happened this afternoon. I'm reminded of that tree last week. Okay, you heard the rain pattering on the roof when I was painting my shoes up in the loft. I came downstairs, the cat was running around going meh, 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 and there was rain coming through the back door, which I'd left open because it's been so humid, and that's fine, I just shut the back door, but there was also water leaking copiously out of the boiler. It was really scary. I mean, lots of water. It was going all over the floor. I put bowls underneath it, and I called an emergency plumber, and he came and switched off the boiler, and he did some tests, and it seemed like the hot water was working and stuff, and he said there was nothing wrong with the flue, and you know, I'm going to have to call my boiler people backseat out tomorrow to come and look at it. It was really scary. Yeah, I was going to try and maybe bake a cake today, but the water's still trickling into the bowls in the kitchen, and I'm just a bit depressed. I don't really want to. So I did a lot of ironing this afternoon instead. So I think what I'll try and do is show you some other things that I've been doing, little bits and pieces this week, and tomorrow I'll try and hopefully the boiler will be fixed and can do something nice to finish off this vlog. Okay, fingers and everything crossed. Hi Cookie, has this been a miserable day? You're purring and that's nice. I think I'm going to try and have some noodles. Okay. I've recently got these noodles again from the Japan Centre at Stratford Station. So it says you add them to 500 millilitres of water for 4.5 minutes. So I'll try and do that, see how it looks. I'm just a bit peckish now. Okay. So here's what it looks like in the packet. I'm wondering if I have enough water here. Try putting it into my water. Can't find my measuring jug, so I'm hoping that is 500 millilitres. Oh, honestly, no measuring jug. Really. And then, okay, maybe I'll try a little bit more water in here. So this says vegetable mix, and this is the spice mix, I think. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to put these in boiling or whether you put it in when it's finished and you've had your 4.5 minutes. Okay, maybe I'll try and Google it. If I look at the picture in the bowl, it looks like the broth is a part of the dish. So Lord knows what it's going to taste like, but It's nice to just try something different. Oh, I wish the boiler would stop leaking. I really hope that Baxi come tomorrow to look at it. Oh dear. Hello, Cookie. That's really nice. It's quite spicy though. Okay, right. Here's another weird thing tonight on my meter. It says I've exceeded my weekly budget. And I've not had the heating on this week, of course, because it's been so hot. And I don't think I've had the lights on that much either. I feel this is to do with the boiler. There's something wrong with the boiler. That's why it's leaking and it's all funny. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we'll see. Okay. Cookie, I'm sorry, honey, but if I put the tap on, I'm afraid that makes the leak in the boiler worse. So you've got a bowl of water, darling, and I think that's going to have to do. I'm sorry, I know you like having the tap on. Oh, I've got to organise this kitchen. Okay. Oh, well, hello everybody. I cheered up a wee bit. I'm going to have my noodles now. And then in the morning I'll try and bake my cake. And if my delivery that I wanted to show you, the thing I wanted to do arrives, I'll do that as well and try and put that in the video. But it may just be the cake. So this week's a bit scrappy. At least I'm still here and I'm still doing stuff. Oh, I got to clean up this kitchen. Okay. Hi guys. Well, this is going to be the end of the video, I'm afraid. The good news is my sandals do look okay. The soles look a little bit rubbish. I'll have to maybe put insoles in them. But I think they're wearable, at least with a long dress. I'm sorry I was a bit down and grumpy yesterday. I was just worried about the about the boiler. Baxi are coming tomorrow and it seems to be okay. And now I'm going to have a cup of tea and some schoolhouse cake. I'm not making a cake in this video because it would then be about 3 hours long, but I will make a cake very soon. Probably the next video will be part of that. So thank you very much and I'll go to my outro. Hello again, friends. Well, I hope you stuck with me to the end and thank you if you have. This is me now filming the outro in case I don't have a better outro later. It's the end of the week and I'm kind of slightly running out of time because I want to put this video out tomorrow night on Monday night. So if I haven't done another one, then this is the outro and thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and if you want to, please subscribe and put a like or a comment on this video, which really helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you very soon in my next vlog. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.